Okay, touring another property, and this one's going to be a little bit different. Let's talk about what we're seeing in the market and the trends in the market, how we may be able to capitalize on those. Of course, early 2022, inflation is way up, no signs of it going down. The market is absolutely crazy. We're seeing 40 to 50 offers on houses, even in the $500,000, $600,000 range. We are seeing massive increases in rent, and of course, a lot of people being squeezed out. From our property management company, we are seeing a tremendous amount of people that are starting to move back in with one another. So, a son or a daughter, or a son and his wife moving back in with mom and dad because the rental rates are too high, or because they're selling the property, they can't find anything else to purchase. They just can't get into a house, so they're moving back into one another, in with one another for the lack of inventory or the ability to afford the payments. What that means is even for the working class individual, students, those individuals might be working at a fast food restaurant, $15 an hour. The rents for them, even getting to a single bedroom, you could be talking $1,500 a month plus utilities. It's a tremendous undertaking. So what we're seeing is the new. It's been around for a while, mostly around college campuses, but it's this sort of tenant space where somebody was going to rent out just a room instead of an entire place. So you get a unit, maybe a single family restaurant or single family residence. Maybe there's 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. Maybe one couple of the occupants share a bathroom. One of the occupants maybe has their own bathroom. Rental rates are adjusted, but essentially they're going in, and they're paying $600, $700, utilities included, for a particular room with a shared space, maybe a little living room, maybe a little eating area, kitchen, so forth. But essentially living with other people they wouldn't have otherwise known. Came across your property today. It is a model that we're going into. Came across a property today that I think would be a very good fit. It needs some renovation. With any house that you find, of course, there's not houses that are 5 bedrooms or 6 bedrooms with 4 bathrooms that are set up in this particular way. So it's about finding a particular property that can be renovated to include these extra, to add another bathroom, add another bedroom, to get the rental rates up and to increase the cap rate. The property we're looking at today is listed at about 350. It is currently a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and we see the potential of even going into maybe a 6 bedrooms, adding an extra bathroom in there, so 6'4" potentially. And then what we love about this house is the access points. There's access points on the third floor, on the main floor, and on the bottom floor, which would be very good for this particular model because tenants would have the ability to enter in multiple ways for the house. So we're gonna take a tour of the house real quick. I want to show it to you. Power's not great. It is dark out. We are working late tonight, so I apologize. But let's go take a look at this property and kind of walk you through what I'm seeing, and so you can kind of study it. If you see the same things, I'd love to know your comments. Do you think this would work? For this particular model, are you familiar with this particular model? Do you think this model is going to be here for the next 1, 2 years, or is it just a fad? Let me know in the comments below. Well, let's go take a tour, and I'll show you what I'm seeing. Okay, we are entering in here through the main entry point. You can see here we have just a regular living room, and upstairs it leads right up to the bedroom. Now, normally this wouldn't be an ideal scenario where your door is opening right up to the stairs. There's literally no particular foyer, but in this particular model, it works because the tenant, you could enter in through here and go right upstairs. You could even see the possibility of building a wall right here, adding a door into the main space so someone could actually enter into this main area and go right upstairs to one of the rooms if they wanted to. So probably won't do that, but as an option. Into a main living area, and some peoples that are a little more aggressive, they're actually turning these living areas here into another bedroom and actually getting rid of the main living area. I don't think that will work here in Atlanta, Georgia. People will want that space. So this would be sort of the main sort of living area, where you'd want to have 3 or 4 different couches for the people that lived here. It's kind of a cohab space. Of course, definitely enough room, put a TV up there. would work perfectly fine. A little bit of dining area, pretty standard in a single family. And the kitchen, and obviously a big enough kitchen, enough cabinet space that you could use for any kind of co-tenant type of area. Kind of a best practice is you'd give each tenant sort of their own cabinet space. So just imagine tenant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They could each have one and maybe a top shelf or something, maybe a couple bottom shelves or for some like pots and pans, and then refrigerator. So as far as the common areas, it actually works pretty well. Now we need to go look and see if there's enough bedrooms and bathrooms for this particular unit. So just walking in here to the right side, and again, this is where it kind of gets dark. It's hard to see, but this is going to be a bedroom. For whatever reason, the lights don't work in here, so you can't see a whole lot. Just off to this left side, as you know, I can't see it all here, but there's actually a bathroom that runs right down on the left side. Again, you can't see anything. So right off the kitchen, again, the main point here, right off the kitchen, you're getting a pretty nice sized bedroom. You could actually put 2 beds in there if you wanted to. Again, thinking we have a couple of tenants that we know of where, they'll actually have, 2 roommates or something staying in the same room. This room right here, right next to the kitchen with its own bathroom in the same space would get a higher rental rate. You might even charge like $800 or something like that to that particular room, in that space. So let's go downstairs. Again, right off the kitchen, which is what we love, because if you were going to be entering in this particular property, you'd want to enter maybe into your own private entrance, but then you'd want to enter right directly into that communal area without disrupting the other tenants, which this one works pretty well. If I cut around here, you'll see there's one of my entrances, and that is actually right next to the driveway that runs right here. So you imagine if this was a particular unit, somebody could be entering in, and this could literally be their bedroom. Of course, there's some renovations that need to happen here. There's some, I don't know, some drainage that's happening over here. There's definitely some mildew or something that happened over here. Some water leaks and stuff. That could be recent. That could be from a while ago, but definitely something we want to investigate. But as far as a cohab, this is a perfect area, perfect amount of spacing. Again, the floor is a little bit wobbly here, but this is a pretty good space that that you could use to put a bedroom, put a TV in the wall, whatever you need to do. So, and of course, if you were a tenant, you could walk out here. We'd want to add a door right here, but you could walk up right into your cohab spot. Going into this other room, you can tell obviously this is locked off. Actually, just based on the lock and that it has in there, it looks like this might have been a shared space already for this property. I have no idea what's going on this floor. As a rule of thumb, you never put this type of flooring or any type of wood flooring in a basement, because if it gets moisture, this is what happens. That could be what happened there. Could be something else. I have no idea, but it looks weird, and it makes you not want to buy the house, other than the fact that, renovations sometimes mean a better price. So something weird going on there, have to investigate. But this is a pretty nice sized room. Now, if I look over here, you may be hard to see, but this is the garage. Potentially, my thought process is that this could actually be a room. We could take this garage, we can wall it off. We could put a door here. We could actually make this into a room, and then we could make this maybe into some sort of common area room. I'm thinking this area could also be a space where you could add potentially a bathroom. Remember, it might be hard to tell, but on the other side of this area, in this back corner, is that other room. That other room doesn't have a bathroom. So ideally, if you're thinking about it, if you could add a bathroom here, depending on the plumbing that's right above, which is going to be the kitchen. So you think the plumbing and all that should be shared. You should have drain lines running down here already. Some more investigation will look into that. But we could add a bathroom into here, get rid of the garage, bathroom into here, one for this tenant, one for that tenant. So this tenant could have an entry. You could potentially add an entry here. You could add an entry here with some kind of hallway into this room, again with a bathroom and a bathroom from there, or even a bathroom that they both share. So very good possibility. So far down here, other than this construction work, other than the low ceilings, other than the amount of work that might have to go into renovating this without doing a further investigation or inspection, this is set up perfectly. Again, I have a tenant here, tenant there. So I got 2 tenants in my basement. I could have an access point there, an access point there, and they can both have their open and individual access point, which would be pretty awesome for them. Something that would be very appealing to anybody that was looking at this space. So let's go upstairs. So we got 2 bedrooms downstairs. We'll need to add a bathroom, so we'll need to take that into an expense. You're talking at least 20,000, 25,000 there. You got a bedroom in here with there, so we're 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Okay, this person could have an access point on their own, but because they could come in this door, they could actually enter. And if you put a door out here, if not, their access point's going to be here through the main, so not ideal. Potentially, there could be an access point here, which they could reach that space if they wanted to, but I don't think it's too big of a deal. So let's go upstairs. And this is the part that really caught my eye when looking at this listing. When I go up here, this area was already set up as an apartment. So you can actually look and see this is keyed, this door. So you can already tell that this was locked to give privacy to the upstairs unit. And look what they did here. I have an access point here. This leads down to a wood deck that goes down the other side. So you could park your car, walk around, go up your deck, and enter in this door. They've actually added a little kitchenette. I'm not sure how much cooking you're able to do there, but if you were just even using this as a single family home, you could use the upstairs here as a little bit of an apartment to help cover that mortgage. So me thinking about this property, I'm thinking here's another room, and I can do another room over here. So thinking about what we have in the house so far, I got 2 bedrooms here, and I have this small little bathroom here. But if I got 2 friends, 2 people that know each other, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, a little bit of a kitchenette, this is basically not an ideal space, but perfectly acceptable for someone to live. I have basically an apartment on this floor separated by this privacy door. You don't get much better than that, folks, as far as looking for a property. It's got its own, looks like its own heater system or a timer. It's got its own doorbell. There's all kinds of things that are going on. This thing is completely set up correctly. If I go downstairs, again, let's do a bit of recap. Upstairs, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. I get a bedroom, bath right here for the main house. I got a good communal area. And then downstairs, I can add 2 bedrooms and then another bathroom. For my opinion, perfect setup. Let's do a recap. Okay, so hopefully that was insightful for you too, at least a little bit. What caught my eye on this particular listing was when I looked at the front, I saw that there was an entry point. We're not going to see that today because it's completely pitch black and you won't be able to see anything anyway. But this house is set up perfectly for really one scenario or 2 different scenarios. One, you could be a single family, maybe a single person, college kid, 20, 21 years old. It doesn't have to be that, but you could house hack the crap out of this house. Meaning if you were a primary, you could live in that first bedroom over here, which has a large bedroom, decent sized bathroom, definitely needs some renovations, pretty ugly in there. And you have your kitchen, you have your dining room, you have your communal space. You could then rent upstairs the 2 bedroom, 1 bath to somebody, to a family, and just collect some rent, probably at least $800, maybe 1,000. You probably could do something else with that kitchenette, but you could definitely rent that thing upstairs. Downstairs, then you could house hack that and put a bathroom in downstairs with 2 bedrooms and a bath downstairs for another apartment. Now that doesn't have a kitchenette. Didn't think about it till just now, but you might be able to even do a kitchen down there. So you potentially could have a tenant upstairs, a tenant downstairs, and a tenant in the middle floor. And for the most part, you wouldn't have to contact each other. If you didn't want to go through all of that, you wanted to allow them to use this kitchen, you put a tenant over here. You put 2 tenants upstairs sharing that bathroom. You put 2 tenants downstairs. You still probably have to do in the bathroom there. Get rid of the kitchens. This probably could be a fire hazard anyway. But you have the ability to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenants, all paying you $600-700 a month per room, utilities included. That's a pretty nice return on investment for a $350,000, maybe $40,000 renovations to add the bathroom, a little bit of lipstick on this ugly pig, and you got a spot with a decent, I would actually say, great cash flow. So hopefully this video is useful. If it is, please hit the smash the like button, subscribe. We always try to post videos to help you understand what we're doing, what we're purchasing, what we're not purchasing. We will be putting an offer in this. We will be doing renovations. We'll do some videos here as we make progress on this house if we win it. But great option. Okay, let's just recap on this house real quickly. And I'm sorry for this light. This is the best spot that I could find for to set up this camera here. This property, what caught our attention was the outside and the entry points, and it looked like there potentially could be some areas for some rooms, but we didn't know until we got here. Upon touring this property, we actually saw basically the classic case or perfect scenario for making a co-tenant particular space. We saw an area downstairs with an access point, either at least one door, potentially two doors to put two different tenants in there. We have enough space that we can add a bathroom, which falls just underneath the kitchen behind me, which means all the plumbing and the draining should all be in the walls. We just have to tie into that as far as supply lines. For that, we might be looking at $30,000 or something for the renovations, depending on how we want to do the finishes on that, and just what we wanted to do there. So not crazy, but an expense obviously. But we could add 2 bedrooms downstairs and a bathroom. That's a huge pickup and a great increase as far as the cash flow for this particular property. We looked at the interior and the main floor, seeing basically a master right behind me with a bathroom. Now, we couldn't see much because the lights were dark, but inside is a bathroom, a decent size, shower, tub, all that kind of stuff. Needs a lot of renovations. It's pretty ugly inside, formica, old cabinets like the ones behind me, plastic shower insert, but what actually is decent for a rental condition for what this property would probably pull as far as the tenant is concerned. And then upstairs, we saw 2 bedrooms with a bathroom. We saw a door that can be locked and completely separated. So we have a couple of different scenarios in this house that we can go. If I was just a young single guy, and it didn't matter, I didn't have a family, and I just wanted to have a great house to house hack to live into and generate lots of money from, this would be a perfect property because I can live on the main floor. I could take up this master right here with the the master bathroom, a nice decent space for me to sit. I can actually even put like a little living room space in there, so if I didn't want to see my tenants or share the space with them, I wouldn't have to. I can come out here and use the kitchen as I needed to, the living room and so forth. I could though put a tenant downstairs. I could put 2 tenants downstairs, 2 rooms sharing the bathroom that could come up and use this kitchen. There's a potential I could do a kitchenette downstairs just the same as I have upstairs. I could then put a tenant upstairs because I have the access point. I have stairs that run along the side of the house to the upstairs to that access point. Now, you're not going to get too much out of that kitchen, so you really got to think about the tenant that would live there. But to be honest with you, there's a lot of young people out there that don't do a lot of cooking anyway, basically eat out, do a lot of delivery. That little kitchenette would work. And if you go to Europe, Italy, France, we did some videos on that, you'll notice they don't have big kitchens anyway. I would probably take out the electrical coils there. I would probably build something out a little bit more sophisticated, maybe add a convection top, something that's a little bit less of a fire hazard, and I would do the same down below. So as a tenant, as an owner occupied, I could live in this space, do a 3.5% down FHA, buying this property just like a regular single family, get into it pretty cheap for maybe under 15 grand or so. Then I could actually rent out the top and rent out the bottom. Mortgage on this thing is going to be maybe 1,700 all in, and I could easily rent out the top and the bottom floors for at least $600 a room, utilities included. So I'm talking 2,400 would take care of the property all day long. If I did a little bit of renovations, I took each room individually, maybe added a bathroom, and didn't even stay in this unit, rented out this unit. This would go for a little bit higher because it's nicer and it's on the main floor. But I would have 1, 2 in the bottom floor, 1 in the main floor, 2 in the top floors, 5 units. I would go with 4 bathrooms here. And would be able to probably pull at least $600 to $700 per unit, maybe a little more than that, utilities included, and have a pretty nice cash flow. So absolute picture perfect model for what a co-occupancy space would be. It very surprises on the market. Things that are probably scaring these people away is some of the mold that we see. So it's a little bit of rundown. It definitely needs some renovations. And when we do an inspection on this, we're probably going to find all kinds of stuff. But as long as we can get the cash flow we're talking about, we think it's going to outweigh whatever down payment of the fixes that we need to do. So very good property. Hopefully, you think so too. I would love to know your guys' feedback. I would like you to comment below. Do you think this property is set up? Would you rent one of the 2 rooms downstairs? Would you put a kitchen in downstairs and do kitchen downstairs, middle, or top, or is that overkill? Could everyone just share the middle and just have a bunch of rooms? Let me know what you think. I'd love to know your feedback. And of course, if you do find value in any of the videos that we have, if these videos like this are helpful to you, to allow you to see what we're buying and what we're not buying, and how we're sort of valuing properties and the renovations that we would do, hit the like button. Of course, leave us a comment, allows Google to find us. And of course, subscribe, hit the bell. We try to post a video at least once a week, just sharing the things that we're doing in the Atlanta market to build generational wealth through real estate. Thanks.